Oh, hello out there, everyone. May y'all be. And we're continuing with Bully Me More. Oh, and if you just joined us, you're welcome. Glad you made it here, and I hope you all enjoy your stay. And always remember the most important character is you, the readers. Let's get it started. And I am none other than...
Obelisk the Tormentor!
Messages? Cannon mumbles in disbelief once I finish explaining. That's the only explanation that makes any sense to me. She likes being harassed and tormented. Mitsuki of all people. Mitsuki of all people. And what about you, Obelisk? Why are you going along with her twisted fantasies? This might sound weird, but I think it might be helping her. Panties! And you're always talking about putting an end to her reign of terror, right? She looks on the verge of tears. Please, stop! Can't you see you're playing with fire? There's barely any physical contact. She just wants me to yell at her. Pennies! Plus, she plays good money. And that makes it better? Stop trying to justify this. Her father isn't some big shot on the execution board. Or have you forgotten that? Trust me, Mitsuki. Is this the last person who wants news of this to get out? Speaking of which, how did you even know I was here? Well, She dodges my gaze. I left more than those contacts or details on your phone this afternoon. You've been tracking me? Her gaze barely defiant. Just as well as I did too. Otherwise, who knows how low you would have stooped. She turns to stride away, only to pause at the gate. You can still walk away from the mess, you know. She storms out, straight out, leaving me speechless. I'd probably react the same way if I were in her panties! Hearing footsteps approaching, I turn around and Mitsuki returns. Looks like you were fresh out of lemonade, I'm afraid. Better come in and choose something else. Oh, sure. Lead the way, mistress. As I stare in awe at the lavishing dining room, Mitsuki goes to the sideboard. Now let's see. We got coffee, draft beer, soy milk, green tea. I'll take whatever is going. She raised an eyebrow. I didn't even take you for a gambler. She flashes a wry smile before turning to pour a cup of warm green tea with a chuckle. What's so funny? Oh, it's nothing. It just occurred to me how unlikely all of this is, you know. You and I sharing a drink like in my home. Unlikely is one word for it. Her smile vanishes. You hate me, don't you? I straighten in surprise. It's alright, Obelisk. You can level with me. I want your honest impression. What should I say? You'd make it easy being so mean all the time. In fact, you are probably the meanest person I've met. She looks glum as she pours another cup for herself. Oh, I see. So I guess I shouldn't be surprised. After placing the cups on the table, she takes a seat. Care to sit with me for a while? I hesitate as she gestures to the chair across from her. Pennies! Come on, I won't bite. She grins boorishly. You really want to talk? Sure, there's no harm in that, now is there? Part of me seriously wonders as I glare at the empty chair. Can I pass up an opportunity like this, though? A chance to figure out what really makes her tick? You won't indulge me just this once? All right, just this once. After swallowing my nerves, I perch across from her. Pennies! The tension ramps up as she slides the cup to me. Sorry, I forgot to put the poison in it this time. I force a smile before taking a sip of the tea as for my eyes to widen. Poison or not, this tastes really good. Must be real good quality tea. She shrugged disinterestedly. You'd have to ask my dad. All I know is for sure that this is not from a convenience store. Is that why you always make me go there? Your way of rebelling against an overbearing father? No, I get thirsty a lot. Anyways, cheers! She raises a cup and waits until I do the same, drinking them together. Once we've downed the content, she goes over to fill the cups once more. Seems this job has come with perks after all, huh? Might as well make yourself at home, Obelisk. She quickly checks herself. Well, within reason. It's still my house, after all. Must be nice living in a place fit for a princess. She looks away, jaw clenched. You'd think so, but it loses its luster after a while. The bigger the home, the emptier it feels. Your family isn't around much then. She shrugs evasively before muttering under her breath, assuming I want to see them. She forced another smile. Cheers again. Cheers. We clink our cups together and down their contents for a second time. I'm not so sure what's in the tea, but suddenly I'm feeling emboldened. So, about this whole bullying fixation, you? Stop right there. She reaches over to press a finger against my lip. Transfixed by her stern gaze, I feel my heart racing. We can't talk about anything like this except for that. All right. You're the boss, I suppose. She nods and lowers her head. I'm I'm glad you understand. We understand each other. That's what I like about you, Obelisk. You're smarter than you look. Thanks, I think. She rolls her eyes. May as well add obvious and a pushover to the list as well. Back to bullying again. That wasn't bullying. I was just speaking my mind. You know, like friends do. Since when do you know anything about that? She shrugs dismissively. The same way I know the theory behind driving a car. All that's missing is practical experience. If I had any friends, they'd hear nothing but the truth from me. Oh, butts are for kissing. Her gaze wistful as she takes another mouthful of tea. After a while, it's clear her store of all the small talk has run out. Not surprisingly, really, given the lack of opportunities. I guess that makes me like a kind of crash test dummy. I know what you're thinking. I shake my Rivera away. Sorry, what? You pity me, don't you? A little, I guess. Well, spare yourself the effort, because I don't need it. She downs the rest of her tea, gritting her teeth as the taste bitter dregs. Her gaze is softened by the time she sets the cup down on the table, though. Still, thanks for agreeing to keep me company for a while. Well, it's getting late. I'd better call you a cab. Oh, we're not going back on the garden, into the garden? No, I had my fill for now, which means you earn yourself this. I hold my breath as she reaches down in front of her top. When her hand emerges again, it's holding a wad of money. Now don't spend it all at once. Was that another order? She flashes a wise smile. Just a little free advice. Oh, how gorgeous of you. How generous. I take the money and slip it in my pocket. The next day at school, things seem to change somehow. The first sign when I spot Mitsuki in the hallway. Instead of barking orders, she passes by in a kind of daze. Not that I'm complaining. When Kana flows to wish me good morning, I start to feel an unsettling thought. She seems distracted too. You feel alright, Kenon? I press a hand on her brow. No sign of fever, at least. I spent most of the night reading about it. I figured knowing more about this masochism might help her understand. Would you keep it down? We shouldn't talk about her out in the open like this. As I scan the hallway furtively, she shakes her head. I'm not interested in talking about her, Obelisk. I plan on talking to her right now. Before I could stop her, she calls out to address the crowd. Does anyone know where I can find Mitsuki? Think I saw her heading to the roof just now. Then that's where I'm going. I can't let this happen. Whoa there. Desperate to stop her, I grab her arm. Let me go, Obelisk. Someone has to confront her. Come on, it's not like she's hurting anyone. She gives me a knowing look. You'll thank me once this is all over with, trust me. When I don't let go, she winces. You're hurting me, Obelisk. No, I didn't mean to. The moment I loosen my grip, she races down the hallway. After giving a sharp sigh, I set in pursuit. Good morning, Inagi. Come to admire the view. It's time we talk about your predicament. What's she raving on about now, Obelisk? She gives me a pointed look before Kanon steps in again. Leave Obelisk out of this. Look, I'm not here to judge. If you're a Massachusetts, that's your own business. Massachusetts. Mitsuki placed a hand on her chest before glaring at me. Just what have you been telling her, Obelisk? Nothing, I swear. Telling me the truth, Sato. I followed him last night and you admit to violating my privacy just like that? Obelisk was the one being violated. How dare you! As they started advancing toward each other, I scrambled to put myself between them. I'll make this 2 different parts. That's enough, Kanon! If you want to pick a fight, leave me out of it! Are you seriously siding with her on this? Why shouldn't he? It's not like I forced him to visit my house. Whatever he has been his own choice. She's right, Kanon. Oh, Obelisk. She stumbled back with a look of abject betrayal. Don't worry, Inagi. I'm not one to hold a grudge. After blowing us a kiss, Mitsuki saunters off down the stairs. Don't think for a second this is over, Sato. Mitsuki pauses for a moment and then continues on her way. She doesn't usually let things roll off her back like that. When I glance towards Kanon, all she offers is a shrug. What more is there to say? With that, she slides away to the stairwell herself. Now, how exactly did I get myself into this mess? When there's no sign of Kanon after school, I stop by her place on my way home. As her longest serving friend, I have to be sure she's alright. Even so, I ring the doorbell since trepidation. Oh, hello, Obelisk. What could I do you for? Oh, sorry to bother you, Mr. Inagi, but is Kanon here? He nods, matter of fact. She's in her room, checking some test papers for her. I'm sure she'd welcome a little distraction, though. Oh, well, I mean, if that's alright with you. He smiles, grasping my shoulder. It's fine, Obelisk. You know the way up. Finding her door ajar, I push it aside, slowly stepping inside. It must have been in here 1,000 times before. So why does it suddenly feel like forbidden territory? I spot Kanon sitting on her bed just as she reels back in surprise. Obelisk! Don't you know how to knock? You're right, I'm sorry. Your dad sent me up on up. Well, you can blame him for the mess as well. She gestures as the papers stew over the bed. He asked me to double check these test scores for him. I guess school never ends when your father is a teacher, huh? You want a hand? She shakes her penny's head, setting the final paper aside. I've actually just finished. After an awkward pause, I cut right to the chase. Listen, are we all right? She furrows her brow. When are we ever not? Oh, you're not mad? You know about the whole Mitsuki thing. Well, I'd be lying if I said it didn't leave me seeing red. I mean, my best friend taking money to bully his own bully. She shakes her head and looks of sorrow in her eyes. Fortunately, I know just how to channel all the rage. She springs from the bed and rummages around. Ah, here it is. She turns around with an old game console in her arms. We used to play that thing until our thumbs were raw. How about we settle this around a Backstreet Brawler 2? What? So you beat the snot out of me digitally? What's the matter, Obelisk? Afraid you might like it? She holds one of the controllers out toward me with a smirk. I'd like to wipe that smug look off your face, that's for sure. How about one better? If you win, I promise not to be mad at you anymore. I know her well enough to realize that she can't be mad if we're still talking. She just using that excuse to take a little stroll down memory lane. Clock's ticking, Obelisk. What's it gonna be? Well, it's been a while since you last played. I figure that gives me at least a fighting chance. She snorts and I take the controller. Let's hope your skills aren't as rusty as your trash talk. Hey, actions speak louder than words. Before long, the console is plugged in and I'm booting up. Sitting side by side, we bob our heads to the familiar tune. All right, pick your fighter. Let's see now. Yeah, Muscle Charlie. Except that Sean Snake. Oh, you're right. I always get them confused. Either way, you're going to lose. Famous last words. After setting on Shane Snake, I wait while Cannon chooses. Come on, Whammy. Bet you're trembling in your boots now, Obelisk. I just remembered why I stopped playing this. What, because I can pull off all her combos in my sleep? Well, see who's caught in the napping soon enough. We clutch our controllers as the battle arena loads slowly. Then we hear a familiar voice of the announcer calling out, Round 1. Fight! I start mashing buttons, sending my fighter into the frenzy. Meanwhile, Kanan opts for the usual strategy approach, timing her down to pressing the second she realizes on counter. Slow and steady wins the race, Obelisk. Slow and steady this Psycho Cyclone. I land a 10-hit combo, removing half her health before it finishes. That Oh, you got ultimate smash combo. Hold on, that's not. I can only watch in horror as she unleashes a rare 25 hit combo, emptying my health bar.
Finish him.
Whammy wins. I let my hand roll back with a groan of dismay. Don't worry, Obelisk. There's always round 2. I nod fraternally, determined to stage my comeback. Round 2. Fight! Ultimate move smash! Hey, no fair. I let my controller fall in defeat.
Wait. Before you do your thing, I was wondering if you could, finish me?
Yeah, finish me. Whammy wins. You heard the man. I never stood a chance, did I? Guess that means you're still mad at me, huh? After pummeling your digital face into mush, she clutches my cheek with her hand. You should know I'm always gracious in victory. That's good news to me. Yeah, well, I've grown. She puffs her cheeks out proudly. I could only agree. She certainly isn't the same little girl I once knew. I'm grateful we're as close as we have ever been, though. Just then her father enters. I hope I'm not interrupting, but your other friend just arrived. Kanon and I glanced at each other. What other friend? Me, of course. We stare in shock as Mitsuki saunters in like she visits every week. You 3 have fun now. Once the 3 of us are alone, things are beyond awkward. You're probably wondering why I'm here. Why are you here? I'm wondering how you even know where I live. Mitsuki shrugs, making a show of study her fingertips. You aren't the only one who can follow Obelisk. Anyways, let's not waste time. She takes out a folder out of her bag and hands it to Kanon. What's this? You know, my dad is on the education board, right? Well, today's your lucky day. They're looking for a new head teacher for the computing department in the prestigious middle school. And all I have to do is put in a good word, and your father will reap the benefits. You'd really do that? Surely you'd be the first to admit he's earned so much. Besides, extra salary will benefit your whole family. Kanon flicks through the paperwork, narrowing her eyes. What's the catch? Isn't it obvious? If you agree to keep my secret, the promotion is yours. So, do we have a deal? I wait with bated breath as Kanon stares at the extended hand. I always knew Mitsuki could be manipulative, but this is nuts! The only question is now, will Kanon play into her hands? Alright everyone, here's the wrap up the episode. If you all liked the video, please do me a favor and punch the like button in the face like a boss and high fives all around. Oh, and if you just joined, you're welcome. Glad you made it here, and I hope you all enjoy your stay. And always remember, the most important character is you, the reader. May all be out.